Welcome back everybody to beautiful Haulover Inlet and Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. I'm your host Broncos Guru in collaboration with our boy Wavy Boats, and it's another Wavy Guru Productions back at the inlet, and it is a rough day. This crew thought they were going to party in the bow, but much respect to our captain here. He's moving everybody back because he knows he's got to open it up a little bit to get that bow up to make it safely through Haulover. Now let's see how the rest of our captains fare as they do battle with Haulover Inlet today. And you're going to be able to tell real quick here in the first round that it is a rough day at Haulover. Here we've got a Grady White with quads rolling through the inlet, and you can already tell it's rough because a boat like this should be blasting its way through the inlet, but they got to play it a little safer on a rough day like today, and they're actually doing it just right. They've got this boat just barely up on plane, just enough that the bow stays up so they don't stuff it, yet still moving slow enough to be a safe and comfortable ride considering the conditions they're facing. You don't always have to blast your way out of Haulover to get a win. Sometimes you got to hit it just right. It's all about timing, and I do believe these guys have the timing down, and they're going to take a win for the boats here in the first round. Now in the second round though, things are going to look a little bit different. This is basically what it looks like when you don't have that timing and you don't quite have that speed set. Right here we're going to see this Nortec making its way through Haulover, and here they're just going a little bit too slow. The boat is not up on plane whatsoever, which is going to keep the bow down and cause, well, what I'm going to call the stuffing of stuffings. These guys, it's not that their stuffings are overly crazy, it's the amount of stuffings they do on this exit out of Haulover. But this one really is caused by the timing and speed. This crew's just rolling out way too slow. If they were to push those throttles just a little bit more to get this boat just barely up on plane, it would get that bow up and prevent the nosedives that they're having here. And of course, another option for this crew is they could just get out of the blender. They've already exited the inlet. They should be heading a little north or south, get out of this current and this wave, but they decide they're going to stay here, and man, did they take some monster stuffings here at the end. They are absolutely getting the free Haulover decorants on this one, and unfortunately they're absolutely also going to take a loss for the boats in this round. Hopefully they get this one figured out. This boat's more than capable, even on a rough day like today, of taking care of business here at Haulover Inlet, but I'm assuming this is probably one of the captain's first times coming through the inlet, and sometimes that can be a little intimidating. Maybe his next run will be a little better. Our contestant here in the third round is going to show you what it's like when you come rolling through Haulover Inlet on a rough day with the entire crew. Here this vessel's starting to make its way out of Haulover Inlet, and man, they have this thing loaded down. They brought everybody, all the fam and all the crew, and they're ready to battle Haulover as a unit. Here this crew's doing a pretty good job actually. They've got this boat, as we talked about earlier, just barely up on plane, letting the boat do the work, and actually for as rough of a day as it is, they're having a pretty smooth ride on their way out of Haulover Inlet, which is pretty impressive for this vessel and the amount of people on board, and they're easily going to take a win for the boats in this round. And that's going to take us to our fourth round, and what happens when the boats get an easy win? Well, Haulover gets angry, and Haulover tanks its fury out on the next competitor. Here we're going to see this vessel making its way out of Haulover Inlet, and here you can tell it is a rough ride. Haulover is throwing everything it can at this cruiser yacht to try and redeem itself from the last round. I mean, this cruiser even came out fully protected. It said, you know what, we're going out of Haulover, let's go ahead and leave the fenders out, and maybe it'll soften the blow, but Haulover's not having any of that. It's going to keep throwing everything it's got at them, and right here they're about to really get into the blender, and Haulover's going to throw some big ones at it. Here come the haymakers, and can this vessel make it out uninterrupted? And oh, Haulover's hit it so hard it's knocked the rear door open, and to add insult to injury, we now take wave over the bow of the vessel, and unfortunately for the boats, Haulover's going to take a win in this round. And that'll take us into our fifth and final round, tied at 2 apiece. Who will take the win this week? The boats are Haulover Inlet, and we've got that same Nortec, the stuffing king himself, coming back through Haulover, but this time they've figured it out, and they've got those throttles down, and they're successfully going to keep that bow out of the water this time and go ahead and take a win for the boats in the fifth round, and that's going to give the boats the win in this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who gets us all these great images down at Haulover Inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, we do some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And of course, we've got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.